Thank you, Leanne. We've already got results from the parliamentary elections already coming in. By late last night, the Zimbabwean Electoral Commission announcing results from various constituencies across the country. And the results declared so far, we've got Zanu PF with 52 seats and then followed by the MDC with 10 seats. And when they were announcing these results, the margins were quite huge in favor of Zanu PF. Of course, we've already heard from the MDC disputing these elections, but we will be hearing more now from Zanu PF's spokesperson, Psychology Maziwisa. Good morning and thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks very much for having me.
The Herald, the state-owned newspaper, is predicting a landslide majority, 2/3, saying these are results last seen from the first democratic elections in 1980. Is that what you're seeing on the ground?
That is correct. In fact, I think it looks like we will surpass the 2/3 majority in parliament. The feeling, the environment in Zimbabwe right now is one of excitement. It feels like we're in 1980, where we have reclaimed our independence, our sovereignty as a nation. We look forward to charting the best way forward for the people of Zimbabwe. We look forward to making sure that the natural resources of Zimbabwe benefit the people of Zimbabwe. We would like to see the illegal sanctions which were imposed on this country without any justified reasons to go, because that will enable us as a country to move forward. We're absolutely ecstatic about the victory and we look forward to moving forward as a country.
But of course, the MDC has put question on the credibility of these elections. They have basically listed a whole lot of allegations into saying that they were irregular, they were a farce and not free and fair. What is your reaction to this?
Well, that's nonsense, absolute hogwash. You don't judge an election using perfection as a standard. You've got to look at the circumstances objectively. And I think if you look at the situation here, what prevailed on July 31st, if you look at it objectively, I think you can only come to one conclusion. And that is that we had an election that was free, that was fair, that was credible. In fact, this could very well be the freest, the fairest, and the most credible election yet to be held on the African continent. So we are happy about that. What else do you expect the MDC-T to say? They wasted their time in the coalition government over the last 4 years, engaging in corrupt tendencies, abusing public funds for private purposes. You know, Morgan Tsvangirai saying he's a very humble guy, but meanwhile was living lavishly, staying in a $4 million mansion house.
But then, given the deep divisions in Zimbabwe, would you be willing to go into a coalition government with the MDC in terms of building unity in the country?
No, but why would we go into a coalition with anybody? We won resoundingly, convincingly. This is going to be a Zanu PF only government. The results speak for themselves. But of course, we are all Zimbabweans. We are prepared to work with anybody, any progressive Zimbabwean. But I need to stress this point. There is not going to be any coalition in Zimbabwe in this election. We have won resoundingly, convincingly, and we are going to chart the best way forward for the people of Zimbabwe. Without sanctions, we are going to exploit our natural resources for the benefit of the people of Zimbabwe and intensifying the indigenization program.
That was Psychology Maziwisa, the spokesperson of Zanu PF, looking into the future, especially around sanctions that have been imposed on the country. Of course, we've heard from Western countries saying that they will hear from SADC and the African Union whether these elections were credible before deciding on future relations with Zimbabwe. It's back to you, Leanne, in the studio.